Alright, so we're kicking off the morning with some red-white goblins. We've tried a few different iterations of goblins in the past, and iterations we've tried previously have always had a lot of really cute things in them. This build, I've basically tried to cut all the nonsense from it and just play good cards. So we've got a white splash here for 2 copies of Radiant Destiny, but I actually think Heroic Reinforcements is potentially the more powerful card. While this card doesn't specifically have synergy with goblins, a lot of what this deck is doing is just like good red aggressive cards, right? It's basically just like swarm style stuff. Volley Veteran technically uses goblin synergy, but that's actually our only goblin synergy card in the main deck. So basically just goblin themed. This Radiant doesn't technically have goblin synergy too, but this card's just like really live off the top. I've got 2 Guildgates in here just because I really like casting my spells consistently, and I don't think 8 white sources is quite good enough for these. Even 10's a little on the low side, and obviously we want 22 red sources so we can play Chainwhirler. I'm sure these are going to be awkward at more than one point, but there's also going to be games where like we don't have a 1-drop, but we can just play this on 1, or we like have 2 2-drops so we can go like 2-drop plus 2-drop Guildgate on 3. So let's dive into some games here and see how this feels. Whenever we played other Goblin iterations in the past, we always like won a number of games overall. We've won a number of games overall with Goblins just because they were like good red aggro decks. It's been 9 years since you last played Standard. That would put you somewhere in Time Spiral range, right? So this is the best Standard format I've ever played, and I've heard a lot of other people who have played a lot of Magic say the same. Can you explain why you chose Radiant Destiny over Vanquisher's Banner? Vanquisher's Banner costs 5. 5 is a lot of mana in my aggro deck. Hey, thanks for continuing your sub, Gifty 8stein. We appreciate the support. Welcome back. Great, looks like we're going exploring. Adventurer's Impulse is interesting out of them. If you had Skirt, you could use Banner next turn, sure. But then I've spent 2 cards getting this Banner into play that could just die to my opponent having a way to take it off the table. So, like, the Skirt isn't free. You have to invest extra resources into it. And the thing a lot of players do incorrectly, in my experience, is you can't evaluate every card you could play or are playing in relation to... you can't evaluate every card you could be playing or are playing in relation to its best possible outcome. You have to look at cards in their average case scenario more than anything. Sweet. So the fact that this one hit a land there is really good for us because it means I can Volley Veteran the 3/2 here and then go ahead and smash with the rest of these. I don't think I want to trade the Banneret here. I think I want to leave him back so that way I can use him to power up and mentor next turn. So I'm going to attack with these. And then if they have an untapped black source, they can go Chupacabra next turn, kill the Volley Veteran. And I can like Lava Coil, pump this, attack for a bunch. They don't have an untapped land here, just Jadelight Ranger, sure. That's a pretty good draw. I think I'm gonna do this and then like Goblin Banneret here And like, I'm just gonna attack with the 1/1s again. And since I have another Goblin Banneret, this is fine. I expect their turn, next turn is gonna be play Chupacabra, kill my 3/3, and then we'll be able to coil plus do this and kill them. Hey, Coop Gran, thanks for the 9-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Keeping me employed here. So I assume they're killing this because they can trade here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're actually almost dead without this Lava Coil. Is that a good one? That seems like a good one. So this is, they block here and take 10. They aren't dead without the Destiny or the Coil, Tom. They're at 10, and they could block. I could double mentor the 1/1 up to a 5/1, and then mentor onto the other thing, and then they take 5 + 4, which puts them to 1, and then they could untap and finality me. Hey, Captain Quark, thank you for the 9-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. All right, so extra Lava Coil, definitely good in this matchup. It's a matchup. Do I want to just pull up here? I think I want to pull up a little bit in this matchup and bring in Siege Gang Commander and Experimental Frenzy. Chainwhirler was like okay in that game, but I think on average this card's going to be kind of mediocre in this matchup, right? Lords aren't good at dealing with potential board wipes, Dizzy Drone. In fact, Lords do the exact opposite of dealing with board wipes. They help you extend into the board wipes more. Heroic Frenzy is actually the exact type of card you want to recover from board wipes, because it's a card that allows you to put pressure into play immediately following getting swept. That's fair, Gorks. It's possible I just want to pull up all together and like trim a lot of the 1-drops and just be like a 2, 3, 4, 5 deck. I could see that being the case. It's also possible that I should put a basic mountain in my sideboard, basic plains in my sideboard. Basic mountain or basic plains, so that way like when I board in these 4s and 5s, I have another land to board into. I think that's possible. Oh, I should cut Legion Warboss. Legion Warboss is definitely the card I should cut. This card's super awkward in this matchup because they just block the things all the time. Golden Demise is actually another reason to leave Chainwhirler in and cut Legion Warboss, because this card dies to that, and Chainwhirler does not. Afternoon, Admiral. People love win more cards. Why just win a little bit when you could win a lot, Panza? You can sideboard a basic land in Arena, Chef Seth. It's just, it's in an awkward spot as far as finding it. You have to click the plus or just go through the filter especially to get to it. Yeah. Yeah, the cards go to the bottom regardless. I think Warboss is fine game 1, but it's definitely not good in this matchup. Warboss is fine against Jeskai, and it's fine against Drakes. It's fine against other little aggressive decks where the 1/1s are meaningful. Like mono red and red white most of the time. Like, I definitely don't think it's good here, but to say it's like bad all the time, I think is silly. I did, Admiral. The whole thing's just a hot mess. It feels to me like the reason why the whole Article 13 even needs to exist in the first place is because creators take a bunch of stuff that they're not supposed to take. And YouTube and places like Twitch definitely don't respect a lot of the rights of people that create things. And it sucks that like people that follow the rules are going to get caught in the crossfire with something like that, but there are a lot of people that don't follow the rules. Benched, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Yeah, I'm gonna put a land on the sideboard after this. Article 13 is this really encompassing copyright law for internet style stuff that they're trying to push through in the EU. Basically, it would hold Twitch and YouTube accountable for people using stuff that they don't have permission to use. Hey, Spinoza, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. Basically, like, all those people who take music they're not supposed to take on Twitch, those people, instead of just holding those people accountable, Twitch would be held accountable because their stuff is streaming on Twitch's platform. Sand's a little slow, and maybe I should have bottomed this land looking for a 2 or a 3, but like, with a 4 and a 5 in my hand, I really just want to curve out here. Wild Growth Walker, that is unfortunate. Woof. Alright. Well, we're probably dead. Maybe if we hit like an experimental frenzy, the CGN commander will let us grind through the Wild Growth Walker. I'm doing all right. The kids are homesick today, so Christy's upstairs with them, so you might hear them in through the door at some point. He's dead, Jim. I definitely want to get that out of there so the Wild Growth Walker doesn't, Yeah, Declan came into my bed this morning and decided to spit up. I was like, thanks kid, thanks for coming into my bed to do that. I'm gonna keep jamming here because like they have Infinality Dust, and like if we hit a what's it called at some point, if we hit a copy of Frenzy, we could end up being okay. Gonna keep holding on to this for now. Alright, we're done here. Yeah, it could lead to some kind of manual approval process, Admiral. Like I said, the whole issue in and of itself, it is an actual issue. Like, the thing that article is trying to address is, like, a real problem. Like, if you watch anywhere on Twitch, I don't know, like, YouTube's flagging is actually a lot more stringent than Twitch. Like, stuff gets flagged on YouTube all the time that doesn't get flagged on Twitch. And, like, Twitch lets a ton of stuff through that people don't have the rights to redistribute. It's actually breaking their Twitch partner agreement. Hey, Sailor Dark, thanks for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. No, change anything. Do I want to land in the sideboard? I think I might want to land in the board. Like, obviously, we flooded out there, but, like, if I'm boarding up this and this, I probably want a basic mountain in the board. Trim a Trashmaster. I don't even know where this card's good. I'm gonna trim one of those. Ondin's Hex, glad to be catching a live one. Thanks for the 5-month resub. Welcome back. I appreciate that. So keeping me employed here. Conflux was my last standard match to narrow it down. I always come back and try new things. There's a few combo decks floating around current standard. Yeah, there's some actual combo decks in the format. There's also like some, like the Drake's deck is tier 1, and it's like pseudo combo to a degree. I don't see a deck. I donated for Monday in the queue. You should respond to the email of me telling you it was okay to add that deck to the queue and say, hey, I donated for this way, and I don't see it in there. Sometimes I miss them, Techno. So if I miss something, please respond to the email. Sorry about missing that. Queens, thanks for the 12 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Legion Warboss looking like poop again here. Big stinky poop. How do you get started with Arena? You give them your credit card and they give you Arena cards. Your GPA is important. Don't skip out on that. Do I want to shoot this? I think so. Do you have any thoughts on the drama about best of 3 matches not having a competitive queue? I think it's borderline comical to make best of 1 your competitive format. I do not think that makes a lot of sense. All right, so I think I'm gonna hit the Banneret here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go to combat, and then this, I don't have auto stack triggers on, right? Let's make sure I don't have auto boost. Let's attack with all of these, and then choose the trigger, choose order resolution. So I want this. The order on these actually doesn't matter, right? Right, it does not. So this is going to mentor Legion Warboss, and Legion Warboss is going to mentor this. And then I can do this, and I can play this, and kill their 2/2 knight here. Wow, they have nothing. So their hand must just be a bunch of, we keep drawing Firebrands. Do I do this up? Do I hit this turn? I don't think so. I think I want to wait a turn on this. It's really not Goblin Rebelmaster. Things it is really not. Goblin Rebelmaster. Alright. Attempt to Boros Charm you. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. Man, that card is good. Alright, your move. Man, I know they stumbled a little bit here, but like, they had double history of Benalia and like a 1-3 against my 1-1 aggro deck. Sure, Nubs, I agree with that assessment, but that's not what they've advertised it as. They in their video, the wording that they used is important, and like what they talked about in their video was like, this is the best way to test you how you are at competitive Magic and stuff like that. Like that's not what Best of One does. Best of One takes a game like Magic that has a lot of variance in it and cranks the variance all the way up. I agree with you that there's more best of one players and it makes sense from a testing perspective, but that's not what their video talking about why they were doing it and what its goals were talked about. All right, so what do I want to do here? I definitely want the extra Lava Coil on the Conclave Tribunals to remove their larger things. Is this another Siege Gang commander? This card's probably really bad on the draw. It's probably fine on the play. How far up do I want to pull? Like, they're probably a little bit aggressive, right? This is like a 3-drop for purposes of looking at my curve. Do I want a couple of these in here? Or do I not want to pull up that far? Deal 2 is probably not super useful. Let's do this. It's fine. Like, it's got a lot of lands in it, but like I boarded in 4s and 5s. I'm gonna keep Lava Coil on top too. Instigator into Radiant Destiny is just like a genuinely good curve. But an also mulliganed. So I have enough lands in my hand here, so I'm actually just gonna go Wily Goblin into Lava Coil this right away. Just like burn the treasure. I'm like marginally sad if I draw exactly Siege Gang Commander next turn, but I definitely want to take the Resplendent Angel off the table and hit them for 2. Feels bad, man. Probably worth noting here that this Radiant Destiny would have likely been better as a banner, because I could have saved the Wily treasure for it to play at this turn and then start drawing cards. Woof. Woof. They get to lifelink this as well. Nah, I've got like Conclave Tribunals and stuff like that in my deck. Like, we're by no means just dead here. I mean, I knew this is what they were doing from game one, Pans. Like, game one, it was obvious that they were a bigger deck. Like, they had a bunch of cards in their hand and kept passing with, like, 3 mana up. Like, all the cards they played there. Like, knowing that they have Deafening Clarion in their deck doesn't change the lines that I took this game. Wow, they are really big. Yeah, I think that's probably true, Socio. Alright, let's add... I'm gonna put the extra mountain in on the play. And trim a couple of these other things and go a little bit bigger. I think I'm gonna turn into a Frenzy deck. Just to, like... Frenzy's a good way to play through the sweepers, right? Hey Jeff, I want to say thanks for the content. I've been looking for a while. I like the commentary and explanation. Doc Z's, well, thank you for the compliment, and thanks for the Twitch Prime support. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Thanks for dropping in today. Yeah, honestly, I think the assessment of you don't really need to be in... what's it called? You don't need to... You don't really want to get out of white. I think that comment makes sense to me. This curve's pretty good here. If we hit a 4th land on time, we should be in a great spot. And like, I'm really happy we boarded in a 23rd land when we're in this position, right? So I'm actually not gonna play this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just hit them with what's on the board for now. Because if my opponent has a Deafening Clarion, I'd prefer not to play more cards into it. Have some leftovers for afterwards. Perfect. So I think I'm just gonna Volley Veteran here and then attack for 4. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to reinforce. I don't know. Like, if they play another thing next turn, I could like reinforcements and attack through it. No red mana yet is so good for us. Excellence Binding, sure. Only got 1 more veteran in my deck, so that's fine. Beep beep. Heroic Reinforcements is really good, chat. Like, really good. Ready for the Chainwhirler lethal after this Clarion? You ready for the post-Clarion Chainwhirler lethal? Hadouken! Boop, boop, boop down the nose. Seems good. Cast 20 black or green spells. We'll get to that one later. We're not going to get to it this morning, though. What's going on, Talran? Good morning. You don't re-roll 500 quests? Am I supposed to? I don't know. I don't free to play. I never touch the quest things. They just happen because I'm playing anyways. You should always re-roll the 500 gold quests. Why is that? Can you explain why? 500 is the lowest you get, so re-roll gives you a chance to get 750s. Okay, sure. So, do I kill this in response to the trigger, or do I hope this draws a land and then Whirly Boy it? I should wait to Whirly Boy it, because even if it turns into a 3-2, I can Whirly Boy plus Firebrand it next turn. I'm gonna hold this other one just in case they draw a Jade Light Ranger. I did watch the video. The best of one stuff is some hot nonsense. Think we're getting Vraska's Contempted here. Think I still want to play this. The main deck Lava Coils. A Lava Coil is honestly just one of the best pieces of removal in this format. You should definitely be playing them. Really? Alright, so they're playing kind of big scary here? Nope. Interesting. Okay. I'm just gonna do this. Like, obviously a little anti-synergy with Radiant Destiny, but again, just like playing two individually powerful cards is generally fine. You have another removal spell here? Sure. Huh. So, like, they're not making any plays. So do I attack with these and then Chainwhirler post-combat if they block? I think so. I think that's the plan. And I'm expecting the Chainwhirler to eat it at the end of turn, but like, I'd much rather this die than my Legion Warboss die, right? I think it's the case. Yeah, I don't, the biggest throw in the face of like, for the best of one is like, this is the best standard format Magic's has had in a long time. And like, you're taking an incredibly good and diverse standard format and they're pushing it and they're making it more narrow by making it best of one. Because like, things that are good in best of three, a lot of things are like reasonable best of three are going to be awful in best of one. So these are coming down next turn. Do I want to play this and smack them? I guess I could just do this. I'm actually going to do this. And then next turn, I can Volley Veteran. I can Volley Veteran this and get it out of the way. Oh, they're just trading. That's good for me. What's the difference between Arena and MTGO? Like, important difference. I'd encourage you to Google it. Soft for Ubi. There's a number of distinct differences, which you'd be able to get more in detail written down in other places than just hearing me throw them at you. I mean, it is Magic Johnny Redeemed. Magic's a lot of different games all wrapped up into one. It's different than the competitive Magic we play, but it's still, calling it not Magic is silly. As it is very much actually Magic. Alright, so we do that. I'm gonna go ahead and attack here. I'm gonna attack with this, this, and this. I can mentor onto here to make this bigger. Maybe I'm supposed to just attack with these two and mentor here so that way I could reinforcements better next turn. Taking this off the table seems good though. Wonder if we're gonna see a finality in our future. They played a find earlier. Nope, just dead. Okay, deal. Alright, so I think I want to pull up in a matchup like this, especially on the draw. So I'm going to trim Legion Warboss on the draw here. I'm going to trim Banneret. That's a 1-drop that attacks okay. Fanatical Firebrand. I guess this kills their Jade Lights and stuff like that nicely. Let's try this. I'm still kind of getting a feel for this. This is a deck we just put together, so I'm getting a feel for like what I want to do in these matchups. Hey, Peoria Dolphin. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for supporting my content here this month with that. Nah, I don't think the Banefire is explicitly for the counterspell matchups. I need a hero. I need a hero gonna save me. Do 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 do. Went to a small modern event last night after not playing for a while and actually experienced this thing called fun, and it seemed like good value to me. Fun is the best value to be had at a Magic tournament, Sean. Lava Coil. Hey, Conqueror, thanks for the tip. I appreciate that. Whoop, where's my dashboard? I'm really bad at drawing Lava Coil to kill Wild Growth Walker. Here's for standard Apex of Power. Sounds good. No Explore. That's fantastic for us. We even hit the White Source like a professional. I believe the extension only works on the desktop. What a tilt. What a tease. Huh. Am I supposed to name Goblin or Soldier with this Radiant Destiny? The interaction between MCG bot and Stream Decker bot is adorable. I agree, it is. I'm gonna name Goblin here. And then next turn, this heroic reinforcements will kick Goblin Chainwhirler up to a 5/5, so it can attack into the 3/5 here, which is nice. Oh, they're just gonna trade these? Yeah, that seems good for me. Deal. Thanks for the 5 months, Wax Papers. Welcome back. This just runs away with the game here. Jade Light on top. Woof. Attack. Get greedy. Stupid opponents and their stupid good plays. They definitely have the beef. We're gonna have to go wide here. Not beating a finality this game. How important are the cards to the mono black Banefire deck? Very important. They're one of the ways you actually win the game. like a fine exchange here. Oh, I always do this. I should kill the Branch Walker here because it's the worst creature. So like if they like Memorial of Folly back to Jadelight Ranger, I'd much rather they Memorial of Folly back a Branch Walker. Alright, beep beep. Josh, you should take a look at my Green-Black Elves primer. I include a budget deck list in there. They have a removal spell here. Yeah, let's move to the next game. We'll take a game on the plate, please. Morning, Jeff. Any chance you're going to put Mono Black Banefire website? I am, actually. I sent a message to my... the person who's been helping me put those together for standard decks. They're going to do banners and get it up there later today. Should be live before I leave for the Invitational Driven. Gwarth, did my boot turn into a sword? A training sword at that. Thanks for the 6 months. I appreciate the half a year. Welcome back. This hand's also not super exciting, but it's got a Lava Coil to kill an early Wild Growth Walker at least, and it's got both our colors in it. I guess these Fanatical Firebrands are going to do their thing here. Opponent's basically starting at like 16 or 17. The Mono Black deck was really awesome. I had low expectations for it, and it certainly exceeded them. That is a phenomenal draw. I guess it's a little bit worse in the face of their stupid Brontodon, but... I guess if they play Bronte, I can Lava Coil it. Yep. I'm just gonna Lava Coil this and get it out of the way. I want to get my hand empty before I Experimental Frenzy next turn anyways, so... Just go ahead and do this. We're gonna hope that Frenzy can run away with this game, basically. Just beat. Aggressive. Be aggressive. Do they not have green mana? Okay, so they have green mana. Yep. Sweet. Them getting a land there is actually really good for us because it means my Firebrands can attack into this. Huh. I think I'm supposed to Frenzy this turn. What do we think? I think I'm supposed to Frenzy. If they have a Brontodon, they get to kill the Frenzy with Brontodon, but I think I just have to hope that doesn't happen. For the deck I sent in, I know you said 5k bits, but I feel like you should get the tickets paid for as well. I highly doubt you're getting your money back. Thanks for the absurd generosity as always, goalie. I'll get that added today after we're done. Oh, not getting to play heroic reinforcements off the top is a little bit of a tilt. That's fine. We're building up a pretty good hand here for once we get rid of this, or once they blow it up, one of the two. So they have 6 mana. They could Vraska us here. I mean, is rotation happening soon? Rotation is happening in 9 months. This is 10 months? Rotation's happening in 10 months? It's 10 months, right? It's not even 9 months, it's 10 months. No, rotation happens once per year in the fall. It's positive your phone auto-corrected. You should have a sword, by the way, goalie. This is like 10 out of 10 of finality, right? That's what this attack means. This is first strike, so I might as well block. So this is just like they're sweeping the board. Or they want to pick it back up. But either way, I think that's fine. Two things. Thanks to the Gristlebrand deck. I made my first turn 1 kill. Second is that turn 1 kill. I'm missing a friend thanks to Gristlebrand style. Nice split start. All right, this is a reason to make that play too. Feels bad, man. Is my hand good enough at this point that I'm blowing up this experimental frenzy? I think it is. Because I can cast Goblin Cratermaker here, and then next turn I can Veteran Volley. Is it? Yeah, I guess you're right. Like, we're not under any pressure, right? Like, I could keep the card advantage going, but like, there's no guarantee that we generate card advantage. Like, this turn we only drew 1 card, right? And like, I basically just didn't do anything with my mana. Like, we're winning this game by pressuring our opponent, not by generating card advantage, right? Like, we're the aggro deck. There is upside to waiting to crack the Experimental Frenzy until we have 8 mana, though. So that way the turn after we crack it, we can pick back, we can play Reinforcements plus Volley Veteran. Just like, again, this turn, I only drew 1 card, right? Oh, damn it. Oh, that's a huge misplay. I thought they were casting down. I clicked too quickly. I thought they were casting down the unblocked one. They were casting down my 4/4, so I should have sacrificed it to kill Ravenous Chupacabra. Maybe, I guess they have Find Finality on top of their deck, so maybe I shouldn't do that. I'm drunk with power now. Alright, so we're taking 6 here. Just 4. Okay, just 4 is good for us. Yeah, it really was, wasn't it, Foxicon? I thought that was a good read. The article validated with data a lot of the things I felt in my gut when things got posted recently. All right, so now we're just blowing this up. Let's get rid of that. Let's do this. Yeah, Frenzy was a little bit less than impressive this game. I guess it was fine. I think I waited too long to blow it up. I think it was fine, but I waited too long to blow it up. Morning, Dad Confidant. Half a year, twin to win. Thank you for the 6-month resub. I appreciate it. Welcome back. So I have 7 lands in play. So next turn I can Veteran Volley. plus Heroic Reinforcement, which is like a pretty good 1-2 punch here. No blocks here. I wanna kill you next turn. 2 is not dead. I think there's a good chance they're just dead to Volley plus Heroic, right? We'll wait and see what they do this turn, but I feel like there's a chance that we just like kill them with Volley into Heroic Reinforcement, because remember, Heroic Reinforcements is going to give this haste as well. It gives all your creatures haste. It doesn't just give the ones it makes haste. What's going on, Kryptonite? I'm doing swell. My kids are homesick today, which is a little bit sad. Especially sad for the couch cushion that Declan threw up on, but you know, he'll survive. So if I Volley Veteran, kill the 2/1, and then Heroic Reinforcements, they block here, I kill them through a removal spell, right? So even I have three lethal attackers getting in. So even if they have a removal spell, they're dead here. They go block, and they take 6. They need Moment of Craving specifically here, which green-black often doesn't play. Sweet. Good clean live in. Yeah, I think the frenzies are fine. You're definitely, the assessment that they're worse in this deck than they are in the leaner red decks is definitely correct, especially when I'm boarding in stuff like Siege Ink banners, but I think they're fine overall. Well, the Volleyer only does damage equal to the number of goblins I control, so I can only kill the 2/2. And the reason to kill the 2/1 rather than the 2/2 is if my opponent kills a goblin in response to the trigger, the 2/2 wouldn't die, which means they would live with the removal spell. Yeah. Yeah, this standard format feels like what I always wanted Modern to be, and Magic Arena is what I always wanted Magic Online to be, so it's kind of just like two great flavors that taste good together. Man, if we draw 2 lands in a row here, we are gonna be, that kinda counts. That's a Temple at Tilt. If we draw an untapped land next turn, we could go 3 into 3. A lot of green-black so far today. Untapped land. Temple of Tilt, Temple of Tilt. Do 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 do. Land. Oh, sweet. So land means that Goblin Chainwhirler is gonna get to kill this, do 1 here. This will finish this off. And I'll attack for 2. Boop, boop. So we missed land 4, but we got to get our 3 drops, which is good. It's a hungry boy. It's a hungry, hungry boy. So I have a couple of lines here. I could attack for 2 and then Chainwhirler post-combat. I could Volley Veterans and get in for 2 guaranteed. I think the Volley Veteran's valuable to sit on, so I'm going to start by attacking here. If they block, I'll Chainwhirler. If they don't block, I'd probably Volley Veteran post-combat, but I think I'm okay with this exchange here. They have another Chupacabra. I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble because I don't have enough pressure in play. Yeah, that's unfortunate for me. All right, since I drew a 1-drop, I'm going to do this. Do this attack for 2. Just want to get all of our chip shots in here. Sure. Things that don't impact the board this turn for 100. Sure. So hopefully they only put 1 blocker into play this. Oh, you know what? This was a mistake. I should have held the Fanatical Firebrand up so I could kill the Jade Light Ranger in response to its trigger here. That's what I should have done. Don't have a 2-mana Explore creature. Don't have a 2-mana Explore creature. Don't have a 2-mana Explore creature. Please don't have a 2-mana Explore creature. Please don't have a 2-mana Explore creature. They kept that on top. That doesn't bode well for me. All right, sweet. All right, Volley Veteran. Shoot that one. Yeah, I'm just gonna swing. This gets in for 5. This undoes part of the Wild Growth Walker triggers. And here's a place for a Thopter Sword Prison deck in Modern. Nah, Prison decks in Modern tend to be really slow and clunky. If you have another Jade Light, I'm gonna concede. GG! Mono Red aggro deck doesn't beat Gain 12. Doesn't beat Gain 12 into like Quad Tarmogoyf. Alright, yeah, and I think I like pulling up here, like we have been. Yeah, Cratermaker's fine. Was it worth it to have held the Firebrand in the last attack to deal with the Jade Light? No, I don't think so. A full year, Mr. Hat. Thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub at that. I appreciate the 12 months. I knight thee, Defender of the Realm. Go forth and protect us from Twitch chat. We're well on our way to being the best moderated channel on Twitch. We're gonna have so many mods. You'll never take us alive. Mr. Heat. Oh, geez. The Leet Speak got me. Mr. Heat. Mr. Heat. Bring in the fire. Thanks for pointing that out. Thank you, Evil White Stripe. $500 is the price of the mod sword. Yeah, large donations accelerate you to the mod sword. Anything can be. Khajiit has wares if you have coin. Anything can be bought for the right price. Alright, that's a good pickup. It's not the land that we really want, but it does mean that we'll have a way to take this Wild Growth Walker off the table. More in an SCTR. Can you buy my channel? Yeah, definitely. You can 100% buy my channel. You've got 7 figures to work with. You talk with me. We'll work it up. We'll work something out. I didn't say everything was cheap, I just said everything has a price. Lava Coil is so good. There's just so many X4s in this format. I have way more than 7 Warhammer figures. Touché. Touché. Yeah, my desk has motor to the leg, so it goes up and down. That way I don't have to sit for too long. Would really like to draw lands for the next 3 turns. 4/3 is kind of large. I've actually been looking for a good motorized standard desk. Which one do you have? I wouldn't recommend the brand that I have. Actually, the electronics in it have some issues and it randomly pops up back and down when I press my presets. And when I had to interact with their customer support, they were less than helpful, so. I guess I could, the brand I have is Uplift, so I would not recommend Uplift. They are one of the cheapest brands on the market, and they were cheap for a reason. I'm slowly learning in life that you should spend your money where you spend your time. Beds, shoes, desks, these are things you should not buy on the cheap. The reverse shill, yep. Tires is another good one, yep. I think I'm okay with them finalitying this board. Like, come at me. Like, they finality this board, it's really good for me, right? I guess with these blocks, they might just be finding. You're too poor to buy cheap twice is the best lesson I ever learned. That's another good way to put it. Man, this Guildgate, chat. This Guildgate. I'm still not sure how I feel about the Guildgate because I am a big fan of casting my spells consistently, but it's definitely not free, right? Like, I basically need to decide what's going to tilt me more. Is drawing basic planes with Goblin Chainwhirler going to tilt me more, or is drawing Guildgate going to tilt me more when it's tapped? Yeah, the other option is Mountain and not casting your white spells. That's true. Any chance we could have a chat rule that says, having fun is the main goal of this channel. Any comments that are meant to incite negativity won't be tolerated. That's a good line. Trying to remember to add that later. I wrote it down, so hopefully I should remember, Draven. Good suggestion. Alright, so they have trophy. So I need to leave back at least one blocker. Do I risk them having a second removal spell and leave back a third? Probably not. So if I do this and put them to 10, and then they like kill my blocker, I block the 4/3, I go to 1, then heroic reinforcements is lethal next turn. If they have a second removal spell, I'm gonna be dead here. But I think it's correct to do this. Yeah, so we're dead. No, there aren't any white goblins in our deck. Our white cards are not goblins. I don't see Is It Drakes on your website. No, I don't have a preferred deck list, Eddie. That's why it's not up there. They only had one black source. They didn't tap wrong. They were doing it at the end of my turn. That was an end of turn cast down untap Assassin's Trophy. Please pay attention to where we're at. If you're gonna tell my opponent they messed up, same rules apply as to when you want to tell me I messed up. Would Finality have killed me? No, right? Because the Jade Light would have only been a 3/3, or would it have been a 4? It's +4 -2, or it's +2 -4. No, it would have only been a 2. Finality wasn't lethal. It's fine. Not amazing, but fine. Couple of Wily Goblins here. The Instigator Radiant Curve is pretty good. Hoping to find an extra land here. If I draw a land next turn, do I just go Wily Goblin into Wily Goblin? Charter Course off of 2 blue-black lands. Interesting. I think I just go Goblin, right? Yeah, and then next turn we can Destiny and crack for 8. No, it's a Wily Goblin, Burgle. It's a Wily Goblin. All right, so they're not playing Ritual of Soot in the main. Yeah, a lot of the time your small creature deck doesn't beat things like Demise, and that's okay. You can't beat everything. You gotta pick and choose your battles. Flame Tungavu, not bad. Above average Magic the Gathering card. So do I just want a bunch of removal on the draw? Kind of feel like I want Conclave Tribunals. I don't know exactly what they're doing, though. I need to cut 4 cards. Cratermaker's probably medium. Let's give this a try. How many creatures is this? Still have 25 creatures in my deck. Yeah. Why do your swamps have a gold border when on the battlefield? I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, magic. Oh, magic. Arrgh. This 5's good, right? Maybe not good, but fine. Perfect. Now it's good. Upgraded to good. Hand has been upgraded to good. Whirly boy up in your base. Shooting chains in your face. Do 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 do. Yeah, it looks like Quasiduplicate seems likely. I love the animation. This card and Settle the Wreckage is like great examples of just like clean, fast, smooth animations. Just like make the game fun in my opinion. Stupid Chupacabra in your stupid Chupacabra face. Eating my poor Whirly Boy. What did Whirly Boy ever do to you? I think I need to kill this here because otherwise they could start quasi-duplicating it and that'd be really sad. Yes, yeah, the seagull sounds unsettled. Firm agree. Yeah, I guess I could Whirly Boy plus Fanatic. Maybe that's better. It gets the 3/3 into play. Scapeshift does not see any standard play. Well, they didn't have Soot game 1, but they have it post-board. Maybe I'm supposed to pull up post-board against a deck that I expect to have Black Sweepers, like board in the Siege Gang Commanders and the Experimental Frenzies. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up for game 3. Pull up! Pull up! Mayday, Mayday, we're going down. Sugar, we're going down. Do 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 do. It's like the classic board the extra land in, mulligan a 1-lander. I'm gonna bottom that. We already have a white source in our hand. Yeah, Trashmaster is the only Goblin Lord effect in Standard. And what kind of deck would you play, Dream Eater? I'm not really sure. I think it would have to be something weird and like the opponent's playing. I actually just accepted a Quasiduplicate deck into the queue yesterday. It went in at 10 points. I feel like in a lot of places where you're not abusing the enter the battlefield effect with something like Quasiduplicate, Dream Eater tends to just be a lot worse than Doom Whisperer. Doom Whisperer is a lot bigger and costs 1 less mana. There's a list on the website. What's your Breens of tournament this weekend? Something close to that. I don't know if it'll be that exact list, but something roundabout there. That list is currently what I have sleeved in a box. I'm going to play some more games with it between now and then. Read. Hey, opponent! My Flame Tongue Kavu's bigger than your Flame Tongue Kavu. What's bigger, Flame Tongue Kavu or Necrotol? Definitely Flame Tongue Kavu. This Banneret is about to look like a sweet use of our mana here. I lied. It looks like nothing, chat. Nothing. Spoke too soon. You got nothing. Oh, you know what? I should play this. I should play this land out of my hand because if I draw Experimental Frenzy, yeah, I can get punished here now. So like I can't play this land off the top of my deck. Yeah, there's the Experimental Frenzy is a reason to not have played that land last turn. It's a pretty big deal. I could potentially have played a 3-mana spell underneath this. Siege right now. Siege right now. Why, Siege right now? Why? Alright, so we're dead. They're gonna attack for 6 and then double Quasiduplicate. Well, their deck seems sweet. I heard you like Seed Rhinos now. They fly, right, Kason? Thank you for the biddies. Woo! Alright. Red, white goblins. Heroic Reinforcements is great. It's just like one of the cards that like takes white aggro and pushes it through. We've tried splashing this card into green-white tokens. We played some Naya tokens. That felt very reasonable. The core of this Goblin Shell is like, okay, I don't think it's anything super impressive, but it's fine. And I think Heroic Reinforcements makes it a little bit better. I'm not actually sure if Radiant Destiny is worth playing. I definitely think splashing in Heroic is reasonable. And if you cut the Destinies, you could probably get away with playing one less white source, especially with Wily Goblin technically being fixing. We could probably cut these and go down to 1 or no Boros Guildgates. Like 4 goblins, 8 white sources probably lets you play Heroic Reinforcements. So I think if you wanted to play something similar to this, I would recommend doing this basically. And cutting these and going up here. Probably something like this. Could be reasonable. Get another Volley Veteran in here and like max out on these to splash the Heroic Reinforcements. How is this better than White Weenie? I don't think that this probably isn't better than White Weenie. So History of Benalia is just a really busted magic card. And I think the only reason to play something like this is probably if you really want to play Goblins specifically. Volley Veteran is like a powerful effect, right? Like this is basically Flame Tongue Kavu, which is a really powerful effect. We have to play some mediocre cards to like get to this card, but the core of what this is doing is like fine. It's like if you have your heart set on playing Goblins in Standard, I think I like this configuration as far as the main deck goes. It's possible that fitting like the 4th Lava Coil in isn't unreasonable too. All right, what are we doing next? We got blue-black mid-range next. Trashmaster is just really expensive. 4 is a lot, and I think heroic reinforcements is better on average.